Hi everybody. Oh, I can't bend down that far today. Ah. So today I'm going to do a charcuterie board, and I want to do it like amethyst. There's a quarry up near us, like where they do, you know, stone stuff, gem things. And I got a bunch of amethyst stones. I got some kind of bigger ones and some littler ones. I want to do like an amethyst charcuterie board. Got it all taped on the back. This is a nice piece of cherry wood from a local farm. Went up and saw a lovely gentleman, and he cut up a bunch of boards for me. So my husband did all the sanding and that, so it's ready to go. So I want to do actually on both ends, because this one's a bit longer. This was kind of the end piece, and so we made it a bit longer. So I want to do like an amethyst type pour there, and one down here, and put some stones in and some little glassy things. And I'm gonna mix some purple resin and some white, and then I want to put somehow a little bit of gold in there. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and mix my resin. I use Magic Resin. Been using it for about over 3 years now, and it's been really good. It's been good to me. So this is the tabletop resin. It's not the deep casting, which is what I need for today. So I'm going to mix up my resin. You don't need a whole lot for these. I'm surprised. So this resin is mixed equal parts, 50-50. So I think if I did, I want to make sure I have enough. So I'm going to do two of each, 2 little of these cups of each, and see what that gives me. And if I have some extra, I'll just throw it in some molds. So there's one. Often what I do with the resin, if the temperature is a little cooler, I put the resin in hot. I pour the resin into their individual cups, like I'm doing now, and then I set the cups in hot water bath to heat it up, and that helps with the bubbles. But it's pretty warm now, so I'm not going to do that step. Plus, this is going to be opaque. The pigments I put in are going to be opaque, so if there were any little bubbles, they wouldn't show once I torch it and everything. So there's 2 of that. That's the resin itself. Get the lid on so I don't get the lids mixed up. So that's that. And then I'll put 2 of the hardener in. This is much thinner. 1. Yeah, I think that's going to be enough resin. Probably too much, but that's okay. I'll get some molds standing by. 1, 2. You want to get it exact, or as exact as possible. And I'm just pouring it into a margin container to mix it. I use plastic containers that are they don't have any ridges in them, so that you can scrape the sides really well. So that's that. So I'm just going to mix with the lid on. I'm going to mix this for about 4 minutes till it's nice and mixed together, and then I can add in the pigments. So we'll be back in about 4 minutes. Okay, we're all mixed. So I'm going to put my pigment in. So I think the one I'm going to need the most of is white. So I'll do mostly white. And then purple. I don't think I'm going to put a lot of purple in, because the stones are going to be there. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of gold. Should probably be enough. Make a little bit more white. And I've got too much resin. That's okay. I'll put it in something else. Okay, so I never used this before too. I never used Amsterdam paint. I usually just use white paint, whatever I have. But today I'm going to try the Amsterdam because my other one has run out to tint it. And see how that works. Looks pretty good. It's mixing well. Yeah, that looks good. Get it all in there. Don't want any chunks of paint. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty opaque. So we'll do a little bit of purple. This is just my regular Desserts acrylic paint. Put some purple in. Just a few drops there. You can put up to about 10% pigment by volume. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, in your resin, and it won't affect the curing. You don't want to go too much more than that. Wow, that's purple. And then I'm going to use airplane or car model paint. I love this stuff for tinting resin for a little bit of gold. So put a little bit of that in, just a tiny bit. Doesn't take much. A couple of drops. That should do it. Has a totally different effect. Look at that. Can you see? Look at that. Gorgeous. Okay, so here goes. And this is the tricky part because I got to think of what kind of design I want. I thought about it a bit. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour down white and lay the stones on top. Here goes, guys. Okay, here goes. Yeesh. Okay, let's do that. And then I want to put some stones down. I'll try and do this a little bit carefully. This will kind of be the center. So kind of a clump of stones there. Try and pick some pretty ones. Oh, there's a tiny little fly. Get away! Ah. Okay, and then I'm going to get some of these little guys. Actually,
hi, darling.
Come on in. Come on in. I'm just doing a video, which is fine, but I've got resin on the go, so I gotta be.
Go ahead.
So what's going on?
I wanted to come grab one of those charcuterie trays because they're beautiful.
Oh, okay. Hang on. I'm gonna.
No, I'm in a rush. How much are they, hon?
I was looking on Etsy. Whoops. And they seem to be, well, on Etsy they seem to be between like 100 and 150, depending on them. The ones that are kind of similar. But I'm thinking this is Stirling, so maybe 85. What do you think? 85?
Okay.
Is that reasonable?
Yeah.
With the wood and all the sanding and everything that I have to do.
Can I e-transfer you money?
You sure can.
Perfect.
Or you know what I can do?
I have your email, right?
Yeah. You know what? Just send me an email and then I'll send you an online invoice.
Perfect.
And that, I think, is the easiest way to do it.
I believe it's over.
Woo. Come see what I'm doing. Woo.
It looks fun.
I'm making them on this kind of amethyst
Oh, yes.
charcuterie board.
Yeah.
Let's see how it works. I don't know. Woo.
And then do you pour and let it kind of do its thing, right? Or you tilt it, I guess?
No, you can't tilt this stuff.
Ah.
I mean, you can, but no, I won't be tilting it. I'm just
That is
going
cool.
to, let's see, I'm going to put a little bit of gold in there.
Oh, nice. That's sparkly.
Just, oh, I don't know if I like that purple, but anyway, too late now. I'm committed.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to put a little line, oops, gold.
Oh, that gold's perfect. It pulls out the sparkle in the rocks, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like you know what you're doing.
Glad I got you fooled. You never know how.
That's the neat thing, right?
Yeah, and that's part of the fun, but it's also part of the.
Well, it's their own custom. You'll never ever, even if someone wants, you're never going to have one that looks exactly the same as that other one as well.
That's for sure. Yeah. Okay, let's do a bit more white now. I'm not going to do too much there because I don't want to cover up where you want
on the board space.
Yeah. Let's do that. And it all kind of runs into each other. Not much you can do about that.
But it's cool how it does that, right?
Yeah, it is. That's what makes it so neat. I think a little bit more purple here. And then another bit of gold. I think that'll be nice, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had to do something with those beautiful amethyst stones right here.
I like the reason I like the ones you have. The amethyst is beautiful, but I love anything that reminds me of an ocean.
Beachy, oh, I know.
Anything beachy?
Oh, I know. I'm always hung up on beach things. I think I'll do that. And then white on the corner. Yeah, if you just send me an email,
I will do that.
and then from that, I'll send you an invoice. So there's one in the window.
Oh, didn't see the window one, or did I?
It's right in the corner, I think, of the window.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
check that one. Ooh. Okay, so let's see what that's going to do. Let us see. Torch it a bit. Yeah, and then I'll just, take whichever one you like, and then I will, I'll just send you an invoice. And you can easily just pay it online. Do I want more?
I'm going to, can you make me a deal if I buy 3 of them?
You want all 3? Sure.
Well, I love it, and I have a friend I have 2 best friends, and one whose birthday's coming up, and the other one would love it too, so you know what? I'm going to grab one for the other one too.
Okay.
Can we do 75 each?
I would do that.
Can you do that? So that's 150, 225?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then, of course, got to charge the gall darn tax.
Oh, yes, exactly.
But,
yeah.
yeah.
Send me an invoice for 225 plus the tax, and I will e-transfer the money.
Fabulous.
You know?
And I better
These
get
are beautiful.
busy.
Like, honestly, I know, I kept thinking, oh, I really like it, but I should really get one for Teresa. I'm like, oh, the hell with it. I'm going to get all of it.
Aww.
Thank you.
Well, that's great. Thank you, Wendy. So, yeah, I'll send that to you there as soon as I'm done my stuff.
Perfect. I am not home until about later this evening, so I'll send you the money in the evening.
Okay. Did you take the boards?
I got all 3 of
You
them.
got them. Okay. That's wonderful. Thanks, Wendy. Take care. Hey, so I think we're gonna go with that. Don't know if I'll do some heat gun. I kind of like it the way it is. I think I'm gonna let it. I'm gonna leave it. I don't want to blend the colors too much. I might put maybe one pretty stone down there. Yeah, no, I'm gonna leave it. So there's more stones up there than down there. So let's just leave that for a bit and see what it does. I see a few little drops of resin there. I gotta clean that up. Okay, let's see what it does. Well, there we are. I didn't blow the resin around. I kind of don't want to. We'll see. But that looks kind of nice. Sorry about that light. I just want to let it do its own thing. So we'll see. And here's the other corner. I put a few stones in there, so we'll see. We'll see how it settles down. So here we are the next morning. It's all cured. It looks good. The purple is nice. It's not, I think I wanted a darker purple, but it's fine. It looks good. I don't like what's happening on the sides. I can't decide, but no, I don't like it. If it was completely covered, it'd be okay, but it's just kind of drips. So what I'm gonna do, actually, first thing I gotta do is take the tape off. So I'll take that off. See that all the drips come off nice and clean. All the stones are good and secure there. They're not coming off. And I kind of like it just having the natural stone sticking out. There's a few little bit sharpy edges, but nothing that's going to hurt anybody. So this is what I'm going to do to try and get those drips off. Hope I don't wreck it. Should be fine. I could do one of two things here. I could either spray my knife. Can you see it properly? There we go. I can either spray my knife to heat up the blade, or I can just go right on here. I think I'm going to do this. Just heat the resin up a bit. Usually this works. Try that again. And I don't want to scorch the wood. Let's do this. There we go. Scrape the resin off. I'm going to have to sand it a bit. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try heating my blade. See if that's going to... I don't want to... Oh, come on. I don't want... Oh, I see what's happening. I'm at the end of my blades. That's why it's not going up further. So you can heat up your blade. Be careful when you're working with these things. There we go. Just scrape the edges off. And I brought in my little palm sander so I can re-sand it. So that's what I'll do. I'll clean that up. There was something else I wanted to do. Can't remember. Anyway, so I'm going to do that. Looks good though. And then I'm going to, with my coconut oil, I'll oil it. Anyway, we'll come back. I'll clean up the edges and we'll come back. Show you some other stuff. So I had some leftover resin like I usually do. So I threw some in my little mold here. Yeah, that's kind of cute. I can do something with that. Oh, that's cute. I'll make little pendants. Oh, look at that one. I'll wire wrap that. I never waste resin. Oh, that's so cool. A little bit of gold in the middle. And then I had, well, because I had so much resin, I threw it in my bookmark molds. Pretty. I'll put a nice gold tassel on that. And then I had still a little bit more resin. I hadn't put any, oh, that looks so nice. I hadn't put any dye in yet, or any pigment, so I put some nice dark blue in. Ooh, nice. you don't want to waste your resin. Always have some molds on standby. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to fix up those edges and then we'll be almost done. I'll just show you how I oil the it with the coconut oil and get that nice wood grain to pop out. And then we are done. Ready for the next one. My husband got 3 or 4 more boards ready for me. Oh, I want to show you these ones. When we bought the wood planks, some of the pieces had big knots, gnarly knots in them, like holes. So I tried doing that thing that, you know, those amazing people do with the river tables and that, and poured the resin in. It was kind of a learning experience I've done. So I still need to work on it a bit. I need to add a bit more resin. But, oh, this is so much fun. I'm loving these. Look at this one. It's going to be so nice. I just have to figure out how to polish that and add a bit more resin to that one. Yeah, because those boards, at the bottom, the back looks a bit messy, but yeah, it had a big, you know, not knot, but, you know, hole in it. So yeah, anyway, that was so fun. Okay, I got it pretty much cleaned up, but lesson learned, you need to decide ahead of time whether you're going to let the resin, you know, cover the sides or not. If you don't want it, tape it, because it's one of those things that half and half doesn't work, because then, you know, if you decide you don't want the sides done, you got to get all that resin off. Bit of a pain. Lesson learned. So now I'm just going to put some coconut oil on. So I just want to oil it. I've got a shop cloth here and some coconut oil, just regular, you know, store coconut oil. And you're just going to put it on and rub it in. You want to use an oil that's edible, of course, because this is where the food would go. And just spread it around. Look at the wood grain come up. Doesn't matter if you get some on the resin. I don't put it on top, but you know, if it a little bit gets on, it's no big deal. Just wipe off and just kind of rub it in. Do this a couple of times. I'm going to do the sides and the back as well. I'll get to the back after. Look at how the nice wood grain comes up then. So it's going to soak in a bit. So I'll leave it, you know, probably for 3 or 4 hours, and then I'll come and do another coat. Just rub it all in. The sides like that. Beautiful, beautiful, and it smells good too. Coconut oil. There we are, all oiled, polished up. I love the way that gold, that airplane paint, airplane model, car model paint. See how you get some lacing, and you get little bits of it that kind of float on the surface and give you those little gold lines. I love it. There we go. I want to try one now with like like a malachite green and golds and that. Yeehaw.